All right, we got Bitcoin February 22nd, 2022, and we're just going to jump right into some technical analysis. So we are on the monthly time frame, Heiken Ashi candles on TradingView. And here we go, back from 2017, you can see some price action all the way leading up to present day, February 2022. All right, so we got a little market cipher here, some RSI, and a couple of trading tools that we're going to be using to do this analysis. So, jumping right into it, we can see back at our peak of 64, 65,000, we were very overbought, due for a correction. Couldn't really find any support around here, but found it around 29,000, give or take. So you can see RSI correcting back into a safe range, and that's when we start to build up back to our other peak, a little overbought and a little bit more of a correction. Now this is the monthly time frame. Just nice to see a general overlay of where we have been and where we could be going. So we'll drop right into the weekly. And here we go, a little bit more specific to the weeks that have been going by. And here we can take a look at the money flow. And one thing about the money flow is that, we're increasing, decreasing, but here we got a lot of money flow. But now in recent times, we have been decreasing in money flow. We haven't hit that zero mark yet, but it is worthy to know that we have been decreasing in money flow. Now, also, one thing that we could be looking at is the RSI. We have that overbought range, a little bit overbought over here, but now we're in more of a stable channel. However, one thing I've been noticing is we have some action coming on over here. So we have increasing price and we have a decreasing RSI. This is a bearish divergence over here. So, whenever you have a higher high on, the lower side and you have a lower low on the lower side of the RSI, this is a bearish divergence. Usually plays out that we will be going down a little lower. However, I turn in the VPVR over here. Let's see what we got going on. And so VPVR, we can start picking up on some support and resistance levels throughout this. I'm gonna jump back to the monthly, and we're just gonna throw that VPVR over here, and we're just gonna see where these spikes are at. So we'll throw some horizontal lines where we see the peaks of those. Here, let's get another one right there, right there, right there, and right there. Okay. Now we could turn these red since they have been acting as resistance levels at this point, or at least they will be going forward. So we'll turn these red, and we'll turn this one red as well. This one we will not turn red. We will keep this as a support range in our VPVR. It's something to note. We also have another one right about here at 34,000. We'll turn this one green as well. This is our safe zone, or at least accumulation zone. We dip down into these levels. These are levels where we have a lot of price action and could possibly flip over to the upside. So we'll drop back into the weekly. All right, now you can see those VPVR ranges. I'm going to take this divergence out, more of a larger time frame price action there, but it is worthy to know, bearish divergence, possibly leading to more downside. So, weekly chart, we can see the VPVR ranges have been hitting around the same thing on the monthly chart. We'll be adjusting these as we go to lower time frames, but it's good to see a general range of where we have been acting throughout this price action. So, this is the weekly. We kind of had a little bit of a head and shoulders, but yeah, no, broke the neckline immediately, downside. So yeah, we will continue to the daily. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. Kind of more specific pictures of where the price action has been going on at these little recent times. So we will be looking at this. So we have money flow we can start looking at, and you can tell that right here money flow has dipped below that zero mark, and the price action follows drastically. I mean, that's a massive dump. We got a dump right here about 50%. So that's no joke right there. That's a 50% dump right when the daily money flow hit below zero. So it's worthy to note. We had a correction, or we started reversing this trend right about here. You can see the money flow is still not above the zero mark, but we did get a green indicator here, one of these snake eyes from Market Cipher, indicating that it is a good buying opportunity. And boom, it definitely was. A little price action up. And, to tell this was going to drop right here, we can kind of see on the RSI we have been a little bit overbought at this range. So it looks like we were due for a correction, bringing this RSI back to a stable channel. And yeah, brought back to a stable channel, but money flow is still very high. A lot of people started getting into the space, especially after this dip over here, and interest grew. And money flow still strong. RSI shot back up, brought us back to this peak of around 69,000, and then slowly have been retreating back down. So yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of overbought over here. This is on the daily. So whenever we were trading out of here, we can kind of tell that, okay, overbought, maybe a good time to take some profits. Oversold over here, maybe a good time to accumulate and get into it, because you can see back here, pretty good time to accumulate. Yeah, we had some sideways action, maybe a little lower here, but boom, accumulating here, massive, massive profits. So that is something to note. Recently, we have been going down in money flow, and if we open this up specifically, you can see that we were kind of inching back towards it, but bam, rejected with some money flow. So yeah, not looking too well. One thing that you can notice is that this VWAP, the yellow right here. So whenever this is below that zero mark, you can kind of see where the price action follows above the zero mark. It's kind of a leading indicator. So you can kind of see here, dips below, but it's kind of like a trigger wave, a little dip, and boom, VWAP kind of showing early that we're increasing, and then kind of tops out in like the middle of this rise. And then you can see this dip happens right back when the VWAP crosses below that zero mark. So, the VWAP has been acting pretty nice between leading these different trends, especially on the daily. You can kind of tell, but it is kind of choppy. It's not looking too well. So, VPR in its own respect, just be sure to use it wisely. You kind of confirm on multiple time frames and then see where to go from there. So once again, daily chart, and this is where we have been at. We kind of had a recovery here, but got rejected. A little recovery from that rejection here, but we can see it's a lower high. So brought us back down. But we're hitting right now on this nice support level of 37,000. Kind of got back up today. And we're going to see where this candle closes in about 21 hours. So that'll be tomorrow's candle close. And we can see we're in a stable range here of trading, or just of price action. So this average RSI line will be coming down. We might be able to test it out over here in the next couple of days. So that is the daily. We can see that the VPVR, these lines over here, they're pretty much lining up where we had them before. The more condensed we have this chart, the more the VPR is gonna react. Basically, whatever time frame we're on right here is what that VPVR will be showing us. So our ranges are approximately where we want to be, and I'll throw another one right here. Any of these peaks in the VPVR, just want to note them so that when price action does start to fluctuate around here, we can kind of tell where our resistance and support levels are. And we can see we have a lot of support coming down here. So this is going to be tough to come down for. But, with recent price action and creating these lower highs, it could be telling us that we may be due for more downwards action. However, we do have a higher high set over here, kind of saying that we have support at this range and that we could see a reversal. So nothing too definite here. We're gonna have to drop into lower time frames to see what exactly we're doing here. But this is worthy to note that we're in a larger downtrend, but we are seeing some recovery here. So just noting that going forward, we are going to the 4 hour. And we can kind of see where we're playing with right here. We'll zoom into this peak that we got going on. And yeah, we got a little bit more of an accurate range. So, here we go. A little downtrend, some wicks, pretty scary wicks. But yep, leading to downwards action. And we could see in these different ranges of overbought and oversold and overbought. that some price action has been moving drastically when hitting those ranges. Here we can see we've been oversold for a little bit for the last couple of days, so we could be seeing some positive recovery, possibly back to that 42 range. That would be very nice to see right now, but there's a lot of FUD in the market, and there's no definite way we're going to be reacting. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And that is the 4 hour. We could see. Oh, we can see now we have three snake eyes over here kind of telling us that, hey, look, we've been oversold. It could be time for some recovery, and money flow is starting to indicate that as well. Some money flowing back into the market. VWAP is above that zero range, so positive action could be in our future. Going into the 3 hour, and pretty much the same. We can actually see money flow is going down. These are different ranges, but same thing. We got some snake eyes, definitely telling us that we're coming up. At least the price action wants to go up right here. All right. So one thing that I am noticing is I was just looking at some divergences here, but it's not playing out too exact. So we'll just leave it at that. Actually, we're good. So 3 hour, a little downtrend, but could be seeing some recovery here with this higher low. Boom. All right. So yeah, we're gonna leave this trend line here. All right. So we'll drop into the 2 hour. And here we're just getting a little bit more refined in our picture. We can see that the money flow is coming up in the 2 hour. We are in more of a stable price range here, going a little bit on that overbought. I mean, not really overbought. We're just kind of playing in this. You can't really tell much out of this. But here we go, a little oversold here. And now we see some positive recovery. But however, we are making some lower highs here. So we need to be careful. We need to see if this range could be trading above that 39. If we can get above 39.5, that would be great. That would be great, kind of indicating that we have a higher high in the market and that we could be testing 42,000 very soon. So that's on the 2 hour. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. And we'll hop into the hourly. And here we're going to get a little bit more specific into where exactly we are. So here we go. And we can kind of see we have been in a downtrend. This is back in January, but now recovery. Here we go. Higher low. Higher low. Playing on support right here. We're playing on this for a couple days, and then we went up, hit that peak. I mean, we were overbought in this range. However, in this range, we were not overbought. We were not overbought, but if you can kind of tell, our VWAPs are playing a lot over here. This is very choppy action on the hourly, but it is kind of telling us that, yeah, I mean, you would have to pick on this up super early, this range right here, but that VWAP came up and just came straight down, and then we're kind of trying to recover back up here, playing on this support range from, this previous time, or, just a lot of action right here. You can see on the VPVR, it is sharp. There was a lot of support on this. However, went back up, created a lower high, and came back down, broke that support, and now it is acting as resistance when we come back up to it. So here we go. That VPVR average is coming around right here, which you could also see is kind of where we had that VPVR support range. So this is where we're playing at right now at this moment. And we'll zoom in a little bit more. So here we go. We are on the hourly. So let's draw some trends over here. We got an upward resistance line right here. I'll put that in red. We haven't hit it yet. Could be getting a little touch point around 38.5, maybe a little lower as time goes on. We could be hitting something over here. And then on the lower side, let's see where we draw this one. Let's get some confirmation down here. Yeah, we can get these. All right, so we have touch point, hitting support. Didn't really hit it here, or at least we could put it right to there. Support, and now we're in this trading channel over here. All right, so it is worthy to note that we are in a downtrend. However, we could be seeing some momentum to the upside, so time will tell. So hopefully we're in a, money flow is coming up. So, we are getting some choppy motions right here, but yeah, no, we're looking pretty good. We could definitely be testing this resistance line very soon. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then we'll drop into the 45 minutes. Here we go. We have money flow a little neutral. Trading channel in a neutral zone, a little high on the market cipher over here. So we could be seeing a little correction, but we also could be pushing up a little more just to hit that resistance line. If we go push up a little more, we could be seeing a little overbought. So it is worthy to note that this could be acting as a strong resistance leading to the downside. We are in this trading channel though, so it could be leading down to right here, leading down to right here. We could be doing something like that or something like that or something. Who knows? Who knows? We could all be making estimates, but at the end of the day, we'll just have to be patient and see. So, 45-minute down, back to the 30. So we got 30-minute time frame. I still got my draw tool out. All right. So here we go. We're kind of, still trading in this channel. This is a 30-minute here. We'll open these candles up a little more. We see our VPVR range. We are trading against resistance right now at this range. So, on this time frame, it is interesting to see where exactly we are. We're kind of pushing that overbought territory, but we have not hit it yet. So, could have some pretty interesting price action if we do get overbought here, and then come back down, test some support ranges before heading back to the upside, or break those support ranges and head down to the downside. So, these are some price levels to be looking at of the 38,000 and the 37.5. I mean, this is short, but we could be definitely trading within these for the next hour or so. Actually, we could be breaking out right when we get down to here. But it is worthy to note that this is the channel that we have been placed in with this little recent price action. So that's where we're at on the 30-minute. Money flow coming up. VWAP is starting to make its way up, and we're testing the RSI at the moment. 15 minutes, here we go. And here we go. So we saw the money flow on the 30-minute was going up, but now on the 15-minute, we can see it's starting to lose some momentum here. However, we are printing a green dot on this, this market cipher right here. We could maybe enlarge it. Oh, I still got my drawing tool out. Here we go. We'll delete these, delete that one. And then, okay, yeah. So we are printing a green dot here. Money flow coming down. Actually, you can see money flow is here. It's starting to creep up again. VWAP starting to creep up again. So we could have some positive price action up over here. However, on the RSI, we're just about touching that average. So we're at a decision point right now. That's on the 15-minute. Yep, still within this trading channel. Could be hidden around 38.5, and then seeing if we have support, or to see if we break resistance, or if that resistance holds up, and then we're heading back to some support ranges. So we'll hop into the 5-minute. All right. So here we go. We'll adjust this. Actually, no, we could leave that, but we're gonna form another one, another line right over here. Let's see. Boom. Okay. Just adjust a little bit, and there we go. So that's our support range in this recent uptrend that we have going on over here. Also worthy to see that this is acting as a previous line where we have resistance. Well, it was acting as support, and then we broke it and broke right through it as resistance. This was not holding up as strong resistance, but it came back down and acted as resistance over here. So that's where we ended up at. So we could draw another line over here at this horizontal range, and this is another strong point where we will have to pass at that 38,200 and around 50 price level. So that's something to look at in the smaller time frames. This is the 5-minute. We could kind of look at here that in the 5-minute we are kind of teetering around money flow going up and down, but not too far. We're not down here on the negative money flow for too long. So we are trying to break out of this. We are getting some strong sell pressure, but we definitely are trying to break out of this. There's money is coming into the market, so there is potential here. Before we are able to say that we are in an uptrend, we have to break this resistance because it has acted as resistance before, And we could also see here that we're in, yeah, that trend line. We could, kind of follow that right there as well. Kind of getting a little bit more accurate for the smaller time frames. We could kind of be playing around 38,300. These are the prices. We're around 38,000. We're trying to break that resistance at this moment, kind of acting as a little bit of support right now. But as we progress with time, we will see if this holds up and if we're heading back up or if we're going to be heading back down. In the VPVR range, we can see that there's a gap here. I mean, gaps from peaks. So we have peak, peak, gap. But we have a lot of volume here. But it is worthy to know that if we do break this 38,000 mark, we don't have much volume between 38,000 and 37,500 or 37,500. So worthy to note, a little gap here. Um, but yeah, this is smaller time frame. Money flow are currently in the negative, trying to push up. VWAP slowly pushing down. We are in the stable RSI range, so nothing too crazy at the moment. We had a little bit of overbought earlier today. But yep, you see price has reacted to that overbought section. We actually just printed a red candle on the 5 minute. So this is 5 minute, nothing too crazy to worry about. We could zoom in a little bit to see exactly where we're going. This is the trend right here. So we're looking at another test of 38,000 if we keep going down. We are creating a lower high over here, so it is likely that we will be testing the support range again before maybe we have some support here, and then we get back up onto this larger time frames resistance line. If not, we could be seeing a retracement back down. We have a support range right over here. We'll throw up a horizontal line, and that'll be around 37,000. We'll give it 600. 37,600 looks like our next support. Following down to 37,400, it looks like there's a range over here of support and resistance that we've been playing on for the last couple, for a little bit of time over here. No, this is recent. This is very recent actually. So this is actually the last day. All right. So yeah, some support and resistance lines over here between 37,600 and 37,400. If we were to break below this, we could see some further retracement down to the 37,000 mid 36,000 range. So oh wow, and we are printing down a little bit. This looks like it's a harsh sell off, but this is also on the 5 minute. So if you start zooming out, like yeah, that's a little red, but comparatively. So yep, that's the 5 minute, and we're gonna jump into the 3 minute. For people trying to trade this, we're still in this trading channel. We are in a decisive decision. We're in between resistance, in between support, and we have a lot of volume going on, a lot of volatility. There's a lot of FUD recently with Ukraine and Russia, and also with regulations around different countries and stuff like that regarding cryptocurrencies. So it is a decisive moment now. It is. I think it'd be worth it to let this play out a little bit more before we start making any trades on this. But once again, we are in this. Here we go. We're in a trading channel over here. If we were to act as resistance over here and break some of this support, we could be looking at a long time frame and maybe testing back the 30s. It could be breaking down below 36 and then maybe getting some 35,000 price action. But you can see this trend line. It's a randomly end that I drew, but it actually hits 35,000 pretty well. So 35,000 kind of looks like the short-term support line. This has only been for the last couple of days, so take that with a grain of salt. This is going into Wednesday of the week, so we'll let this play out. We could be coming back up, but yeah, we're in a stable trading channel. So at this point, it's really up to the bears or the bulls. It's a fighting moment. If we're talking about this second, we're having a little bit of bearish price action, but yeah, we'll have to see where this goes. If this support range holds up, then we should be looking at a lot more positive price action. Maybe even breaking this resistance line, and then we're in for the races at that point. If we do break that resistance line, here we go. Get a general idea of where we may be going. We'll just place that up here, and we could have a range of about hitting 41,000 again. So that would be great to be hitting. 41,000 at this point, especially out of this downtrend, would be very nice. A little relief into the market, especially with all the bad news going on recently. So, yep, that's on the 3 minute. We could jump into the 1 minute just for just for fun over here. But yeah, we're getting choppy action. This is the 1 minute at this point. If you're not watching this at this minute, then by the time you watch it, it could be doing all some crazy stuff over here. So yeah, this is pretty much where we've been going. If you want to see some 30-second price action, we got it all over here. I think it's sometimes a little fun to see the 1 second if it loads, because it's yeah, it's consuming a lot of usage. But this looks massive, but this is only a very small range that we're playing in. Yeah, 0.5%, and it's going down. This is very very you know if you were looking at this all day, you would be like, oh my god, we're going down to zero. You can see on that 1 second, it's actually moving a lot. But when in doubt, zoom out. We'll just hop over to the 1 hour, adjust our chart a little bit, and we see a long-term kind of uptrend over here, short-term downtrend. So when you're looking at smaller time frames, prices could get kind of cloudy. You're looking too zoomed in to the chart. Even right now, it's a little too zoomed in. If you want to get some real price action, you go over to the daily, and you can kind of see, yeah, where we've been and where we may be going. My prediction over here is that we could be playing within these ranges and then and slowly start accumulating back up here. That's not exactly how I predict the price action to go to, but you know what I mean. We're going to be playing within these support and resistance ranges until we find some clarity in the market. There's been a lot of FUD recently, and this whole Ukraine and Russia situation is definitely adding to that. So we'll be seeing where the price action goes in the next coming days. We'll be updating you on this channel just to see different cryptocurrencies and their price action. Here we do a lot of technical analysis. So if you'd like to follow us, just please give us a like and subscribe, and we will be sure to catch you in the next one. See ya.